I just realized that I had my volume levels all messed up. And I didn't realize, and I'm sorry if that music sounded weird. Hi there. Hi. So, new game, new levels. Let me know how that looks. Does it look dark, or is it just me? Does it look okay? Does my webcam look okay? I mean, it looks dark to me. Brightness is up full. Maybe my eyes are just giving. Alright. I had a little nosy in these settings before I started, and they look basically the same as, oh, that echo. As Stanley Parable, so... And I think these were alright. I'm just gonna trust whatever I chose early. Why? Why would it... Why? Why would any media fade to white? I don't like white fades. You can't even make it a joke into a Skyrim fade, so what's the point? Nice fire ASMR.
Hi there. Thank you very much for playing The Beginner's Guide. My name is Davey Reedon. I wrote The Stanley Parable, and while that game tells a pretty absurd story, today I'm going to tell you about a series of events that happened between 2008 and 2011.
Those were good years.
We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Coda. Now, these games mean a lot to me. I met Coda in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some personal stuff, and his work pointed me in a very powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make. So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made. It's a level for Counter-Strike.
Oh my God.
You can walk around here, by the way. And mostly it's just Coda learning the basics of building a 3D environment. But what I like is that even though he starts from the simple aesthetic of a desert town, he then scatters these colorful abstract blobs and impossible floating crates around the level. And of course, it destroys the illusion that this actually is a desert town, and instead this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator. It's like a reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person. And it kind of makes you wonder, what was going through his head as he was building this? This is what I like about all of Coda's games. I mean, not that they're all fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator. I want us to see past the games themselves. I want to get to know who this human being really is. And that's exactly what we're going to do here. So, it's 2008, Coda starts making these games, and he never releases any of them. He doesn't put them onto the internet, he just makes them and then immediately abandons them, and they sit on his computer forever. And I think he really understood this image of himself as a recluse. At one point, he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Games Folder. So, you know, this was just how he worked. He tended to crank them out one after the other without even really pausing to try to understand what he had just made, until suddenly one day, he just stopped. In 2011, that was it. He made his last game, and then he hasn't made another one since. And that's why I've taken this opportunity to gather all of his work together, is because I find his games powerful and interesting, and I'd like this collection to reach him, to maybe encourage him to start creating again. And if the people like you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm sure it'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement to Coda. So thanks for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned here, or if you just need to get in touch, you can email me at daveyWreden@gmail.com. Okay, that's about it for introduction. Let's take a look at Coda's first proper game. As each game is loading, I'll show you the date that it was completed. This first one was made in November 2008.
I'm already so into this. I love that started with a Counter-Strike. That's so neat. Oh, we're very tall, or that's a very small door.
Warning. Whisper machine active. Shift destruction imminent.
This game is called Escape from Whisper, and it's one of the more generic games you'll see from Coda.
Security hull breached. Hostile alien life form inbound.
It kinda looks like this game was abandoned mid-development. For instance, you have this gun, which you'd think would indicate that there are supposed to be monsters or enemies somewhere, but then clearly there are no enemies anywhere. You can't even reload the gun when you run out of bullets. But ultimately we don't really know. Maybe Coda thought that actually it was complete the way that it is. And I think that we should talk about his games for what they are, rather than for what they're not.
Enemy force neutralized. Begin shift evacuation.
Oh, thank God, the shooting is quiet.
I love how you can see the bottom of the universe from this room.
A water texture on the...
Apparently this space station has a labyrinth on it. Sure, I don't know. There's really no reason for it that I've ever been able to discern, so in the interest of time, I'm just gonna skip you on past it. Or if you'd really like to solve the labyrinth, you're welcome to do that too.
Just wanna look. I love the high pressure music. God, I'm getting turned around. I'm gonna get lost in a labyrinth. Because the sensitivity in these games is so high. Actually, maybe I should change that. Nope, sorry. Oh, that is better. Yeah. Don't know where I'm going, but it's better. Oh no, I have gotten myself lost. This is such a good start. It'd be relaxing if it weren't for the like siren. I kind of love labyrinths. I like mazes too, but I guess we came in this way. I like I like mazes, but I don't get to see them very often. I think the real world needs more mazes, and I think the real world needs more labyrinths. And I don't mind if that means we have to make buildings worse and design them worse so that we can get lost in them more, or that we should just build mazes and labyrinths. I don't really mind. I just want to see them. Oh no. No, this is fine, it's fine. This is gaming. It's all good. And this is entirely my fault. It's because I turned too quickly with the mouse and I got lost. Should we do the thing where we follow left? I'm not paying attention. Yeah, hug a wall. You do that in real life. Just something I've always wanted to do, provided that it's a labyrinth and not a maze. And we know it still works in mazes, right? Although it would be kind of sucky. Do, I would say. Oh, it's going so well. So how are y'all? What did you do today? What are you eating? What'd you have for dinner? Never mind, I don't care. We're leaving.
Okay, this is the part that's interesting.
I care very much.
The game has this narrative about the whisper machine and how it has to be turned off, and then you get to the engine room.
Ah, yes, the engine.
You there, in the engine room. You could save us all. That beam is powering the whisper machine. We could disrupt it by introducing a great enough heat signature. If your body could stop the beam. It's so much to ask, but for all of our lives, would you do it? Could you give yourself?
I love memes.
Let me pause here for a second.
Instant horizontal.
What you just experienced, stepping into the beam and then dying, is probably what Coda had initially intended when he was developing this level. But when he first compiles and plays it, something goes wrong. There's a bug somewhere. And this is what happens instead.
Ah! Oh, it's beautiful.
The beam causes you to start floating. And this is an important moment for him. Because yes, this is technically a glitch, but Coda identifies something human about it, like how small it makes you feel in the face of this larger chaotic system. Or this floating could be the afterlife, a peaceful place, juxtaposed against all of the hysteria that you've just had to traverse. I don't even know. I have no idea what he was thinking, but what's clear is that after making this, something lodges itself in his brain. He wants to do more of these really weird and experimental designs. So he stops work on this and moves on to a stream of tiny little games that go in all sorts of directions. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first game he made after leaving this one behind.
It makes me think of those wonderful Counter-Strike map paintings from outside of the bounds. Past was behind her.
So try walking backwards. Yep, in this game you can only walk backwards.
This would be a very relaxing way to go through life. You don't know what you're about to fuck up with because you can't see where you're going. But the future
So it's a
cannot be
short and
seen.
relatively minimalist experiment combining
Changing?
motion and
How does the
narrative.
future keep changing?
It is less advanced than the previous game, but actually it seems to be more focused, more complete. Code is trying to give it a unique voice rather than simply basing it on a pre-existing trope.
Pretty. Ah.
It's a short little thought, it says what it wants to say, and then it ends. Didn't need anything more than that. Which to me is why it works, because it gets out quick. Okay, next one.
Ooh, this looks good. Oh my god, look at the photograph texture. Oh, and a view distance of like 1.5 meters. This is a social distancing boundary. If you cross this boundary, I will kill you.
And that's it. Okay, the meaning of this game won't be clear just yet. Please be patient with me for a few more games, and I promise you'll see what makes it interesting.
I liked it anyway.
Oftentimes, Coda would put bizarre titles like this one at the start of his games. I wish I'd known him at the time that he was making these early games. He would really only talk to me about his work as he was making it. Once he stopped work on a game, like, that was it. It was dead to him. And I don't agree with that at all, but what are you gonna do?
Ooh. Ooh.
Once you've been slowed to an absolute crawl, the door at the top of the stairs opens. So why, if Coda's not showing these games to anyone, why bother opening the door at all? Well, to show you, I'm modifying the game here so that when you press enter, it'll bring you back up to full speed so you can enter the door for yourself.
Sharks are trying to eat you simultaneously.
A
They're
room
trying
that's
to eat the
warm
sharks.
and nice and filled with little ideas for games.
From pursuing their hopes and dreams. Oh my god.
Coda would often tell me that he didn't mind if people thought of him as cold or distant. He said that he knew that he was actually a vibrant and compassionate person. but that it takes time to really see that. It can be a very slow climb to get there.
Gosh, there's a lot there.
Well, this is new for Coda. It's an actual puzzle.
Is
Go ahead and see if you can solve it.
Okay, door, dark room, fog. Another door. Not a lot to go off of. What happens when we hit this again? Door closes? Do we have to go in there with it closed?
Don't forget that solution, because we're going to see this puzzle again soon.
Oh shit.
We're going to see it a lot.
It's nice that we can jump.
So that seems to be it, right? You walk down a corridor, you solve a puzzle, you get to the end. Simple enough. All right, now I'm going to modify the game again so that when you press enter, it'll remove all of the walls from this room.
Ooh! Oh god. It's my central
How about
nervous
that?
system.
There was more to it than we had any way of knowing. I actually find it funny that this game comes after the stairs game, since they essentially convey the opposite idea. So, in the stairs game, a dull exterior concealed
what
a rich
Minecraft looks
interior.
like when you
And then, in this
spectator
level, a
mode.
dull interior hides this fantastic outer world. Either way, I think that the point is the same, is that most of the time you don't get to know what you're missing, or even that you're missing anything. That's not your role as a player. So if your role here is not to understand, then what is it?
Yes!
Aha! So, this, combined with the entering game from earlier, tells us that Coda believes his games are connected somehow. It could even be that the stairs game and the puzzle game are literally connected in between this and the entering game. There's a bigger picture that all of his games are meant to play a role in, some larger meaning that we won't be able to grasp until we've seen all of them. And once we have, we can step back and start to understand what exactly that bigger picture is.
March 09. What was I doing in March 09? Nothing good. The Great and Lovely Descent. I love that. By the way, those levels, are they okay? Is the narration, you know, pretty level with my own voice? We're not drowning each other out?
Let's talk about video game
This is fucking
development for a
ominous.
second. Every video game runs on what's called an engine, which determines what the game can and cannot do. So in other words, the engine is a set of tools for game development. To make all of these games, Coda is using an engine called Source.
Woo!
Like all engines, Source has certain things that it does well, and it has certain things that it does poorly.
And it's maybe the most
One of
charming
the
engine
things
ever.
that it does very well is boxy linear corridors. That's why so many of Coda's games are set in these large, flat, empty rooms, is just because he's working with what the engine
Streetwise
does
fill.
well.
Sounds good? Okay, thank you.
The tools available to the
I
creator
love
shape
this.
what kinds of creative work they're going to end up making. You might consider paying attention to the architecture in Coda's games, to notice how they seem to stem from an engine that's very good at producing linear, boxy corridors.
I didn't mean to! What? Ooh, the ambient music is very good. Very good. The Legos. We love boxes. We do. This is a very pro-box stream. Boxes, buttons, holes. Oh, this is bad. Oh, this is so bad.
This prison, funny enough, in Coda's original design, the doors stayed shut for a full hour before letting you go. If you don't mind, I think we're gonna skip that.
Yeah, thanks, I'm streaming.
This is something that he and I used to argue about a lot. You know, whether a game ought to actually be playable, whether it means anything if no one can get through it. And I would always defend that, you know, all this work goes into the game, why not make it playable and accessible? And so we just got into heated arguments over it, and there was one time that after one of these conversations, he went home, and a day or two later, he sent me a zip file entitled Playable Games that was full of hundreds of individual games, each of which was just an empty box that you walked around in and nothing else. Believe me, I played every single one of those just to find out if there was like a gag hidden somewhere. There wasn't.
Sorry, I'm not speaking much. This game is very much taking the floor. I'm just experiencing. This guy. We keep seeing these. What is it? Yeah. I'm experiencing because it's a good experience.
It's the puzzle again, with the exact same solution as the last time.
Oh, I have to hit it again.
There's still no clear indication of what makes this puzzle so special that Coda is going to return to it over and over. But I promise I'll share with you my interpretation very shortly.
What a weird room. Did you come from up above?
Here, Coda begins using a kind of dialogue system that he fashioned out of the engine's chat capabilities. Use the 1, 2, 3 buttons on your keyboard to respond.
Yes, there was a world stamped with whiteness. Yes, there was an enormous prison I spent hours in. Yes, there were these floating colored blocks. That's the world above. You've been there. Now this is important. Because you have to get through a puzzle with 2 doors and switches. I did. Again, perfect. Now please tell us how you solved it. Tell us the solution. Tell us how to get to the other side. Huh. I love the spinning head. You must think harder, please. Please try to remember. It is so important that we get out of here. We must escape this prison. Can you think harder? There must be something more. Please tell us how to reach the end. Wait, I haven't told him how to solve the puzzle. I'm sorry. I'll write it down. Oh. How did you get here? Was there a puzzle you had to pass through? No, I've been right here this entire time. I suggest you go and see the puzzle sometime. It's not meant to be solved, but you can sit in the black space in the middle. Why would I sit in the black space? Oh, it's plenty peaceful. It may not seem that way at first, but you'll come to think so in time, eventually. Love the fireplace. Oh, stairs. Oh! Okay.
And so we make one last descent down to the final floor of the level.
I love the way the figure's head moves with what they're doing. Yeah! Ooh! Yeah! Oh, I love this shit.
It's a lamppost. Okay, I can't tell you quite why, but for some reason, Coda fixates on this lamppost. It's going to appear at the end of every single one of his games from here on out. I'll tell you what I think. I think that up to this point, you know, he's been making really strange and abstract games with no clear purpose, and maybe you can only float around in that headspace for so long. Because now he wants something to hold on to. He wants a reference point. He wants the work to be leading to something. He wants a destination, which is what this lamppost is. It's a destination. We're gonna see it in the work as well. His games are just gonna become a lot more cohesive, a lot more fully developed, with more of a clear idea behind them. And as we go, that idea will get clearer and clearer and clearer.
April 09. This game is connected to the internet. As you walk around, you can leave notes. Oh, it's just like Soulsborne. Nice room. Not rude. You're not meant to leave me notes.
So first off, I'm sure you can deduce this, but this game is not connected to the internet. All of the notes that you're gonna see have been written by Coda. This was actually the first game of his that I ever played. This was shortly after I met him at a weekend game jam in Sacramento, where I grew up. I saw him working on this very level, and it was just so different from anything that anyone else was doing. So right away I was like, I have to be friends with this person. In retrospect, I think I was probably a bit too pushy, trying to get his attention. I was over-enthusiastic. But he was very gracious about it and very patient with me. And I cooled off eventually. Feel free to skip over any of these notes if they're not doing anything for you. Nothing extra is going to happen if you read all of them. Either way, to me they convey a sense of loneliness.
Makes me sad.
I see this person who's filled with thoughts and feelings and beliefs and has no way to express them except as scattered and unheard voices in a game that wasn't meant to be played.
How is there wood and grass and concrete here at W2F?
But it's ironic, isn't it, that in playing this game and seeing how alone Coda often felt, that we get to know him better and actually kind of connect with him. And I have to be honest with you, this idea is really seductive to me. That I could just play someone's game and see the voices in their head and get to know them better and have to do less of the messy in-person socializing. I could just get to know you through your work. I think this is why I always liked Coda's games so much, is because it felt like they let me have that connection. I felt as though he was inviting me personally into his world. And then I feel less lonely too.
Ah, yeah, that was the penguin one. god. What was this, 2009? Yeah. It feels 2009. These were real comments, and yeah. Butt ass butt. Don't listen to that guy. I don't listen to anybody. Free $3,000 Michael Myers costume. Bargain, get it now. It's free. Free $3,000. Bargain, bargain, bargain. You hear the chimes, they keep you going, don't they? I would like very much to be desired. I hope you get that. Scared of writing something, don't want to feel judged. It's not very crowded here. You can go in here, I think. Welcome, congratulations! I don't really know where to go with this. Don't bother. A game where you leave notes and suddenly everyone's a poet. This is where I get off. I failed to write anything here. I am compelled. Stop! Turn back! Proceeding further will only result in misery. I love misery. Take my hand, let's jump together, should we? Cabbage shapes our nation. Where do you live? I would like to go there. What is that painting? Yeah, I'm looking at that. I'm not liking this wall very much. Unironically. It does not matter if you ever get over there. Very good game. Hey, don't talk about me that way. I think this is not going anywhere. Next time I will do better. Cabbage. I need someone to talk to. We're here. This is a note? Don't listen to the other notes. I'm not safe. Today I learned you cannot fall off. Ethical. I love the music. I saw a person walking down there. Now it won't come back. Crying face. Devil Tower Stour. Devil Tower Stour. Yeah, you know what? That's what it said. Well done, all of you. Is this annoying that I'm reading all these? Painting, what does it mean? Stop faking it. Art. It is art. Whoever made this has issues. Who are all of you? Hey guys, how's it going? Just hanging. Help, I'm trying to speak. I think it's about how things look messy from up close and perfect from far away. From up here, it just looks like dots. I love the whispering. Cabbage shapes our nation. God! Spoilers, it doesn't mean anything. Stop pretending you are other people. It's about how this game is pretentious and you all suck. Devil Tower Star. He was himself the most horrible creature he could imagine. Maybe I'll feel real someday. Ooh, I like this. Well, I'm here now. Well, we're all here now. Accent is going weird. There must be a reason for it, though. This terrible secret, he kept it well. I beat the game! They beat the game! More room?
At the end of this level, we're going to
Scared of
see
writing
the puzzle
something,
again.
don't want to feel judged.
And here, I'll tell you what I think the puzzle means. Each of these games represents an idea that was on Coda's mind at the time that he was making it. And the puzzle is a way of closing the door on a previous chapter of his life before moving on to the next one.
I mean, that's like, that's art, you know? Like, a lot of people who create in some way do this kind of thing. There's the 3 dots. Enter the spiral. Downward, keep digging.
In each of his games, after exploring a theme that, he might find difficult, Coda can then place this puzzle that he knows has a reliable solution, he understands exactly how it works, and so it gives him a simple mechanism for moving on.
Does this puzzle have a solution? Oh my god, I've been here for literally an hour. What the fuck do I do? Help! Help! This doesn't make sense. The second door won't open. Shit, how do you solve it? Developer answers, please.
And because there's this dark area between the doors, a space between spaces, before you move on, you get to pause. Just for a moment, a few seconds to reflect on and let go of the events that led you here. To step back and connect the pieces together. To grasp at that elusive bigger picture.
Come with me. That seems really loud to me. Is that okay? Oh no! But where are all the monkeys? Please say something. It can be anything. I just need to say something. Fucking please. Why are you having so much difficulty talking? Speak, 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 speak. May June 09. Porn stars die too.
Okay, this one is tough.
Yeah, they do.
It's gonna kind of just spin its own wheels for a few minutes. Hang with it.
Combating the popular myth that porn stars are immortal. Oh lord. That don't look good. Nice furniture though. The next great novel.
See, this is it. The whole game. And there's nothing that's particularly interesting about it. You just walk to the end of a hallway.
I love the photograph texture.
Except, for some reason, Coda gets really fixated on this prison that has all of this modern furniture. And I don't know why, but he decides he needs to revisit this prison. He's gonna start over, use the same assets, turn it into something else. Okay, cool. Here's version 2.
What furniture ought to go in the center of the room? Damn it! My choices! I love weird circles wallpaper. Yeah, it's very nice. Along the wall of the room, huge picture of a horse, a washing machine, 10 stoves. In my mind, that's what they are. I think we should light up this room a bit. Table. You need a table. Tables were invented in 1935. A table is a flat surface. Okay. Ooh! Wow. Wow.
There's a bit more to this one, but still, it's not really communicating anything. It's kind of just weird for weirdness.
I'm in the IKEA showroom, but it's fucked up. I'm in dark IKEA. Finally!
So, okay, he throws it out and starts over. This time he comes at the prison idea from a different direction.
Coda loves prisons. Oh, I'm not gonna remember. music. The dots. Wait, why wasn't I don't know what that said.
And of course, now the table is gone and you can't begin the chain of events to escape. Here's a version where there are no bars, but you can't actually get to the well. And then a version where the inside of the prison is the outside and the outside is the inside. Let me just blink you real quick through a few more of these. I mean, he really unloaded on this prison idea. There's nearly a dozen of them. Personally, I think it's awful to watch this, to see a person basically unraveling through their work. And for what? Like, at what point do you just go, maybe there are game ideas other than this prison that I could be working on? But Coda doesn't have that voice telling you to stop, that particular mechanism of defense against yourself. Without it, you just spiral. And so he keeps going and going and going and going and going, and then he hits on something. And he likes it. And that's it. He's done. He stops making prisons. This is the very last version of the prison game that he created, and the reason I think it works is that the prison is not actually in it.
Interesting that the captions are at the top of the screen in this game. I wonder why that is. Oh, is that a little phone booth? Ah, yes, it must be it. Hello, who is this? Hey, it's me! I'm you from after you escaped the prison. You're me? So you were trapped in this prison too? Yep, I was in the furniture maze. Yep, I was in the escape tutorial.
It's a conversation.
Yep, I was in the reverse prison.
And so this is what Coda wants, is to be able to talk to someone, to share what's on his mind, and to get some good advice from someone who knows. But the irony is that even in this scenario, you're still talking to yourself. You know, all of these games so far are Coda talking to himself.
That's art, babe! I have opinions. You feel any different? Some things I'm scared I'll get out, and then things will be exactly the same as before. No, I'm really the same person now as I was back then. It actually does change. I don't feel like the same person at all. Oh, good. That's so nice to hear. That makes me feel really happy. Remember to enjoy being who you are right now. It won't last. What if you're me? Wait, if you're me, then did you get a call from another version of you when you were trapped? No, we heard a magical voice. Then can you tell me how to get out? Maybe I can come find you. What do I have to do? To get out, all you have to do is be sincere. To get out, you need to tell me how you feel right now. To get out, just talk with me for a bit. What? That will free me? How does that work? It will make sense. Okay, I can talk. Let's just talk for a bit. Will you be here? I will be here for as long as you need.
I can see why he considers this a fitting conclusion to the prison games. After all of the obsession and frustration, just to be told by someone you can trust that things are going to be okay, Wouldn't that be nice?
August 09.
So what would it look like if Coda wanted to make a game about talking to someone other than himself? To me, this environment is meant to represent Coda's puzzle, with the 2 doors on either side and a dark transitional space between.
Nice. Oh no! No, it's still good. You can still have it. Just, it's a clean. Look how clean that table is. It's like really shiny. Can you see that? We can drink that. It's fine. Just look it up. Oh hey! Well, my goodness, I'm glad as all heck that you showed up. Thought I might be having to clean this entire house all by myself. And right miserable that would have been. Everyone knows lonesome hands makes lousy homes.
You'll notice that the quality of the art is a step up from previous games, including this new and improved chat system, which he started using from this point on. From here on out, he begins putting much more effort into the visual polish of his work, and this particular game took 2 months to create as a result.
Wow, it's so easy. Where's the bedroom? Oh, it was over at the front, wasn't it? 'Cause we saw it through the window. Oh, well, look how much as nice as the room is. Oh, I can't fix the bookshelf. My soul just can't be soothed any other way, it seems. Well, I guess is about, which I guess is about all that matters. Oh, that and a tidy couch. I feel compelled to share an incredibly cheesy personal insight. You okay with that? Make it especially cheesy. No. No, it was stupid, sorry. Never mind. Hey, these dishes need to be washed. Why don't you come do that? Last I checked, the tub needed a cleaning. How about you scrub it down as best you can? I wish cleaning was this easy. There you go. Perfect. Oh no.
After the intense set of prison games, this house cleaning level almost feels like cleansing. It's the moment after a particularly difficult or traumatic experience where you just need to let it sit and digest inside of you, and eventually cohere into something meaningful. I know that Coda really liked this game. Of all of his work, actually, this was the only one that he called me up to ask me to come over and look at it. This was during a period of a few months where he was like grossly happy all the time. He just walked around with a constant smile on his face.
One's house is a lot like one's soul. You take care of it and it takes care of you. Don't know why I felt so weird about saying that. I get it, that's a weird thing to say to someone you just met. Yeah, you're right, that's pretty cheesy. But there's a bit of truth in it, no? I mean, that's why they sell it. Anyway. So, housekeeping. Let's keep doing this. Books. Would you please clean up the books? Thanks. Imagine living in this house that just constantly gets messed up when you're not looking. Question. Do you enjoy this?
Of course, it can't last.
Oh,
The
no.
music stops, your companion is gone, it's time to leave. The door at the top of the hill is now open as well. Again, you can't stay
Out
in the
here.
dark space for too long. You just can't. You have to keep moving. It's how you stay alive. Which is the whole point of the puzzle doors, right? That sooner or later you have to pick up and move. I really thought that was the point of it.
September 09. Items you love at members
This
only
one
prices.
gets a bit goofy.
That's good. Why did you come here today? Was it to improve your life? Was it to get a better job? Was it to make your relationships more meaningful? No. You came here to become perfect. Finally, this workshop is going to teach you how to be perfect. I want your friends, the people in your life, to look at you and think, wow, this person is a better human being than I am. Right now, who do you think about that life way? Who do you know who is so well developed as a person that they make you feel disgusted with yourself, compared to whom you feel useless, selfish, ungrateful? I intend to make you into that person. Perfection is within your grasp. Wow, God, I wish this was real. And the question is not how do we do it, but how do we do it effortlessly? This is easy. It is so easy. It is so easy.
About halfway through the game, the perspective shifts. And you play as the teacher. And suddenly, you discover that your teacher is just as bigoted and afraid as you are. Oh, and also you can move around the classroom now.
Kids should not follow their dreams. I still love it. It's just that you make me feel cold on the inside. Why did that just change? Anyone want to do some ecstasy after this? What if I'm not a good teacher? Oh fuck. Oh fuck.
I felt pretty hard for this one.
Perfection.
I feel like it's one of the most relatable experiences that you can have. To assume that some other person is perfect and totally fulfilled in every way, and completely miss all of the little flaws that make them painfully human. I think about this game a lot these days.
What is happening? Holy shit. You're seeing it. What do you mean?
This one took a lot longer than all the others for Coda to make. It was 4 months between this and the last one. That's twice as long as it took him to make any other game before this, and it's not like it's particularly complex, so I remember I found that a little strange at the time.
Oh boy, a stage. Oh my god, I want to go backstage. Look at this. I want to do this in real. Oh, I miss places, people, and things. Pretty. Big. Big, beautiful curtain. God, look at the size of those curtains! Wonderful. Oh. 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 Wow. Alright, the performance is beginning. Places, please. Oh, so pretty. Oh. In this scene, you will be playing as me. We are at a gathering of professionals. Wish the text was bigger. First, you'll start out leaning against this wall. No music. Good, stay right there. The woman across the room in this chair is a professional photographer of animals. It's your dream to photograph animals professionally. This is your one chance to learn something from her, to gain something, to succeed. Go on, say something to her. Hello. Hello? That's it? That's not a conversation. You need to actually converse with her. Be a human being. Do it again. Here are all my hopes and dreams. No, 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 that's not what I said to her at all. You're completely missing the tone of the conversation. I was reserved, but I knew what I wanted. I was confident. For some reason, it was just that one moment, but I was confident. Maybe it's that you need a better feel of the setting. There were a lot of people around us. I'll give you some props to work with. These cones that bounce when you touch them will represent the people nearby. What? Now talk to her again. You must have worked really hard. I just realized that I'm covering the dialogue. Oh my fucking god. Why'd no one say anything? Should I move to the other side? Oh, but the dialogue also appears at the other side. I can't go to the top either because the captions appear up there. Oh my god. If you think I should move it, let me know, and I will. You must have worked really hard to get where you are. Like in the middle, you think? That wouldn't be annoying. Oh my god, don't move the game. Like there? That looks weird. Oh, no! I bet you've learned to lean into the pain. Oh god. You'll freak her out if the conversation gets that personal that quickly. Do you not realize how important this was for me? I'll never get another opportunity like this again. Everything was riding on this. I want to try something. Try stepping back from the stage. Oh shit. Ooh. I'll hide behind this lamppost. Oh no! Pretty though. Oh Jesus. Okay, yes, now this is working. This is what it was like.
With this eerie premonition of what's going to happen next in Coda's life. The solution to social anxiety, to fears of having to perform and having to chase success, the answer for Coda is to withdraw, to hide himself away. Which is what leads to scenarios like the stairs that slowed you down several games ago, where it just becomes harder and harder to access Coda's inner landscape because he keeps retreating. He just keeps backing away from possible connections to anyone other than himself. And to be honest, I didn't consider it very healthy when I first played this game. You know, it looked to me like he was trying to justify the idea of just disconnecting yourself from the world. And that wasn't what I wanted for him or for his games. Because I feel like a lot of his games are inviting me to connect with this person, to bring him closer. But what can you do? After this, Coda went off and took another 5 months to make a new game.
June 2010. Mobius trip. To play this game properly, you must keep your eyes closed. Click to begin the game. I don't. SS Whisper. Okay. No. Someone can help. The door. Oh my god. Is this gonna collide with us? Oh shit. If we can activate the shields. Oh no, look out! That's pretty good. Oh no, we gotta save that guy. I guess we're all gonna. Oh, the lamppost.
You should probably open your eyes if you haven't already. It's pretty much impossible to solve otherwise. And there is a solution, by the way.
Please don't let this be forever. The solution? I have no fucking idea. Help, I'm blind. Something enormous just appeared on the radar. This is just like the Twilight Zone. Oh, ooh. That's it. That's the truth.
Like I said, I was getting concerned. First off, he's never been this explicit in his work about exactly what he's thinking. So where's that coming from? But then even weirder, his work has potentially stopped being an outlet for him. Not like he's having trouble iterating on ideas, but he literally just can't think of new ideas anymore. And in person, he was being a lot more distant than usual. Like, you know how sometimes a person will just deflect anything that you say in order to keep themselves disconnected all the time? It was that kind of thing. Here was the point in my relationship with Coda where I really started to wonder if he needed my help in some way.
I love this character, which is just like a, what would you call that? Transparency texture in the truth box on their head. Cosplay ideas. We're going to be okay.
His games are going to get more desperate from here on out. After this game, it's almost 6 months before he finishes something new.
December 2010. Whew. Beautiful. Is that a person? How lovely. It's been a long time since I talked to anyone. What's wrong? You look lost. I am lost. Thanks for noticing. I'm gonna move the cam back a little bit downward. I prefer that. I have nothing left to give to my work. Oh, yay, yay. Or wait, did we come from here? No, I don't think we did. What happened? Did something change? I'm trying to find this engine that used to protect me to start it again. There was a machine that kept me going and it stopped. Sorry, I keep looking down because the white is like blinding to me. I think I know where it is. It isn't far. You have to take me to it. I can do that, but there's a problem.
If the last game featured
It's guarded by
Coda
a
talking
difficult puzzle.
explicitly about his creative frustrations, this one turns it up to 11. Now, put yourself in my shoes playing this. Here's a friend whose work is exhibiting signs of struggle, frustration, anxiety, depression, even. And yet, still, he keeps making games. He keeps throwing himself into the grinder even when he clearly doesn't have the energy for it anymore. Why? What is it for? Because from my perspective at the time, and just what I knew of him, this was a result of how isolated he was. He was in his own little bubble, just sitting at his computer all day, not really showing these games to anyone, not releasing them onto the internet, and so he didn't have anyone outside of himself to connect with. He had no outlet to ground himself on.
Oh, I didn't mean to hit that. Yeah. Sorry. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't read. Press the switch.
You can't talk yourself out of loneliness. It doesn't work that way. You can't be the one writing both the questions and the answers. Then there's no movement. Then there's no circulation. If all of your anxieties are being channeled into your work, then if the work ever fails, you have no backup and you're just going to crash.
You have to say the game development is simple and joyous and that you love it 100% of the time. Ooh! Why did I feel so awful when I said that? Don't worry about it, just keep talking. Keep saying that creation is easy. Yes, there was these floating colored blocks. Press the switch.
Seeing this game at the time that he made it,
Get it.
it looked
It's a weird thing to say.
really
Something just
unhealthy to me.
The machine
I
here.
was
Close
watching
the
him do
first
this to
door.
himself, and I hated it. I hated seeing him so trapped. It's like, video games are not worth this amount of suffering.
You don't say.
This is someone I really cared about. And I used to get so much joy out of seeing him create. For him to suddenly become angry and frustrated like this, it was the worst thing for me.
Pain breezes effortlessly off of me. God. You enjoy being a
I don't
house
know.
cleaner. Sorry,
This
I have
is
to
what I
leave.
felt at
Do
the
you
time.
understand that you won't
I don't know
be
how
happy
else to
until you love
explain
me?
it.
This is for you. What happens if I solve it?
I wanted it to stop more than anything. I had never felt so rotten. I needed more than I had ever needed anything for this to stop.
Incredible. That's it. I'm free.
But it didn't stop. After finishing this one, Coda takes another 7 months and comes up with a new game.
May 2011. I think I remember May 2011. The machine. We've captured the machine. It's waiting for you now. You can begin the interrogation whenever you like. I intend to be brutal. Very good. Just be warned that someone called the press, so you might have a bit of attention on this one. Also, one more thing that you should know about the machine. It calls itself Coda. Ooh. Oh, this looks good. I like this environment. I want to go here. A machine, a machine, a machine.
And of course, it's the machine.
You stopped. It sounds happy. Your work was keeping us healthy. It was only because of your creations, that any of us can make it through every day. I apologize to them. I've been so alone. Apologize for leaving me. I have seen the thing you fear. Alright then, I will apologize to the people on your behalf. I want this much attention. My friends! I have a troubling revelation. The machine refuses to admit that it deliberately hurt us. The machine will not apologize to us. How many followers is that? We will find a way to live without it. We do not need its games. Let us show it that we are not failures. Yeah, I know I haven't done the thing. I'll do the thing. Things are happening in real. Oh no. Uh-oh. Oh, it looks weird. Oh my god. Oh, it's just like one of those old early Windows games. Ooh. Oh, don't do the Stereo Theater. They're very cool. I like them very much. Oh, this is an impermeable floor. It's perfect. Cannot be harmed.
So now the work is becoming self-destructive. And I'll tell you, at the time that I first played this game, shortly after he made it, here's what I'm thinking to myself.
Whee!
I'm thinking that Code is stuck in his own head, and that it's having a very negative effect on him, and that all he needs to do is just start showing his work to people, to get some actual feedback on his games. It might get him out of isolation. And so, as I'm thinking this, I realize that I could be the one to initiate it. Because it would never occur to Coda to start actively soliciting feedback, so what if I did it for him? If he could see the difference it would make to have more actual conversations with other human beings, would that bring him out of his mental spiral? Would it give him confidence in himself? Would it bring meaning back into his work?
I'm a being of pure destruction. I'm terrible.
So I started showing Coda's work to people. I took this one, and the islands which you just played, the theater, the notes, the house cleaning game, and some of the prison escape games. I brought them to people that I knew and trusted. I asked their opinions. And the great part is that they really loved his games. You know, the point of it all was just to give him some external reference point, but they genuinely loved his work. There was nothing for him to be afraid of.
Looks healthy. But darn your weapon. Wow, Narrator is very smart. Big brain. Oh, sorry, I didn't know what I was looking at. I was like, what? What's that? It's the gun. Oh no, do I have to? I don't want to shoot. Oh, my gun broke. Oh, I can't advance.
Can you see why I felt like this was the right thing to do? Because it's the thing that I always feel like I need, to be told that my work is good, that I am good. When someone really connects with a thing that I've made, when they see themselves purely in my work, there's nothing that feels better. And I got to give that very same feeling to my friend. I did something, I really felt like I'd done something good, like I was a good person. I felt like there was a friend who was in trouble and was unhappy and maybe didn't like themselves, and I could fix it. If I could give him this gift, maybe I could fix the problem. When they told me how much they enjoyed his games, it was the best feeling. It was the absolute best feeling. It made me feel so happy. So beautifully, beautifully happy.
We love a scare chord.
So anyway, Coda finishes this game, and then really he just kind of takes off for a while. So this is June of 2011, and I didn't hear anything from him for several weeks, I guess. And so out of nowhere, one day I get an email, and it's got a private link to a new game of Coda's. This one is called The Tower, and to my knowledge, it's the last game that Coda ever made. So let's take a look.
I kept saying the Tower Star earlier, didn't I? Or was it something like that? I don't quite remember. Ooh.
And this is where I have trouble saying anything meaningful about Coda's work. Because more than anything else, the tower just feels distant. It feels like it's trying to distance itself from the world. It's a very cold game.
I love these like light circles with no source. Ooh.
This room actually has a maze in it.
Ooh, ow.
Except that all the walls of the maze are invisible.
Oh.
And then every time you touch one of the walls, there's this awful flashing and noise.
Yeah,
so the
didn't love
experience
that.
is really miserable.
I don't
The
want
game
to.
goes beyond
flashing
not
lights.
being meant to be played. It actually seems to despise the player for trying to play it at all. But I do want to show you the rest of the levels, so when you're ready to continue, press enter and I'll put a bridge over the maze.
Did they use that in the Stanley Parable? I remember there being something like this. I made a joke about there being Pantone swatches. Pantone? 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 I think it's Pantone.
And to be fair, it's not like this is the first game that's needed some modification to be playable. Like the house cleaning game. You know, that one used to actually loop the cleaning chores and you just cleaned a house forever. I had to cut it off so that you could exit the house and the game would actually end. But that
Search
game had an
engine-based
idea that it
texture?
was actually trying
Is
to
it?
communicate.
Oh, I should know
What's
that.
the deeper idea behind
pretty.
the invisible maze?
Probably just because it makes you think of a
The
paint
only
swatch.
way past this challenge is to randomly guess the 6-digit code. Like the invisible maze, it's frustrating to me, because it's the opposite of everything else that Coda has made. It doesn't encourage thought or engagement. It doesn't ask anything of me, except a lot of my time. If I could have reached him during this time, then maybe I could have asked him, but I couldn't.
4,200.
I still don't really understand why this is here. I'll put the code on the ground for you here, though, so that we can move on.
God damn it. Yay. Uh-oh. Looks good.
The switch to open this door is actually on the other side of the door, meaning that it's literally impossible to solve from this side. So even if you somehow brute forced your way through the first 2 challenges and you got to this point, there's actually just no way to progress. And it's scary for me, the idea of Coda cutting himself off entirely, just saying, you know, that's it, that's the end of the conversation, not giving me any way to fix the problem. I feel like a failure, I guess, when I can't fix the problem. But I can open this door for you, so let me do that. Was I a failure
nice that you're
for not
omnipotent.
understanding this game? I mean, I don't know why I would be. It's not like everything needs to have a
That's not even
solution.
a word, is it?
But I feel it somehow. I feel like I failed, and I don't understand why. I remember, it's June of 2011. I'm playing this for the very first time. And as I'm playing, I'm thinking to myself, I don't know this person. I have no idea who this person is. It wasn't the guy I knew, it wasn't my friend. I had come to so many conclusions from looking at all of his work up to this point, and then suddenly none of them... I had been trying to, though. That was the thing. For years I was trying to get to know him, to understand who he actually was and what he stood for.
Oh,
I
that's
asked
awesome.
him
That
so
looks like
many
the inside of
times to
some kind of
please
Metal
just
Gear Solid
tell me
level.
what his games mean to him. I asked him
Arsenal or
please to
whatever.
tell me what the 3 dots mean. And he wouldn't.
I love this architecture. Ooh. All pink lights, very nice.
I just felt so strongly that if I could have connected with him, that if I could have somehow made his work my own, that I would finally be once and for all happy. It was that I needed to see myself in someone else. I needed to be someone other than me. But he stopped and left, and it felt somehow like I had failed. Where did I screw up?
Huh.
I'm the reason that you stopped making games, aren't I? It's because of what I did. I poisoned it for you. I don't think I ever told you this, but when I took your work and I was showing it to people, it actually felt... it felt as though I were responsible for something important and valuable.
The reader is the one guy.
And the people who played them, they treated me like I was important. They really listened and cared about what I had to say. Even though I was showing your work, I felt good about myself. Finally. For a moment, while I had that, I liked myself. And then you stopped, and I didn't have anything left to show people. I just had to be with myself. And as soon as that happened, there was no feeling at all. Nothing. Less than nothing.
Love this aesthetic.
What does that mean? I'm afraid that I did something really stupid because I don't like myself. That's why I'm releasing this collection of your work.
That's so good.
Is because I haven't been able to find any other way to reach you. I've tried everything. And so a part of me has hope that if I put this compilation out into the world, and if I put my name on it, that maybe enough people will play it so that it'll find its way to you, so that I can tell you that I'm sorry. I know I screwed up. If I apologize to you truly and deeply, will you start making games again? Please. I need to feel okay with myself again. And I always felt okay as long as I had your work to see myself in. I mean, is something wrong with me? Because I know that I did an awful thing, and I'm doing it again right now. Like, I'm showing people your work, but I can't stop myself from doing it. That's how badly I need to feel something again, like I'm an addict. There has to be something wrong with me. Can I apologize? What if I tell you I was wrong? Will that work? Will that fix it? I don't know. I don't think it will, but there's nothing else that I can do. Just tell me what you want. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please, start making games again. Please help me. Please give me some of whatever it is that makes you complete. I want whatever that wholeness is that you just summoned out of nothing and you put into your work. You were complete in some way that I never was. And I want to know I want to know how to be a good person. I want to know how not to hate myself. Please. I'm fading, and all I want is to know that I'm going to be okay.
Why are we sliding? Epilogue. Ooh. Pretty. There are no hands on these clock faces. Oh, this is nice. I want to go here in real.
More love, more praise, more people telling me that I'm good. Always more. It's like a disease.
The bell toll. Where are we going? Nowhere, apparently. Ooh. There's no windows. Was there windows on the outside? Yes, okay. Alarming. Rise and shine, Mr. Freeman. Maybe we should play Half-Life 2. It's been a long time since I've played it.
Solution.
Oh, wow. That was a lovely transition. Beautiful blue shadows.
I guess if someone had told me ahead of time that he just really enjoyed making prison games, maybe I wouldn't have thought he was so desperate. I wouldn't have told so many people that he was depressed. Maybe he just likes making prisons.
Ah, yes, the architecture of the rich. I recognize it well. I know it's meant to be like marble, but it looks like asbestos.
Even now, the disease is telling me to stop. Don't show people what a shitty person you are. They'll hate you.
Sorry, I'm quiet. I mean, what am I supposed to say? Ooh. Lovely cavern. Nice. Asbestos.
If I knew that my life depended on finding something to be driven by other than validation, what would that even be? It's strange, but the thought of not being driven by external validation is unthinkable. Like, I actually cannot conceive of what that would be like.
Oh, God, I love this place.
What now?
That looks so good. Beautiful lilac lighting and angular railless hallways.
I think I need to go. And I'm sorry, because I know that I said that I would be here and I would walk you through this, but I'm starting to feel like I have a lot of work to do. I have a lot that I need to make up for, and so I'm just gonna... Okay.
Ah, yes, arches. Just like how I build them in Minecraft. Very natural looking. Is there oh shit. Oh, bees. God, this is very moody. is this texture meant to be? Just a steel wall? Kind of like soundproofing for a second. Don't say uh-oh in chat. It's the scariest thing that you can type. I love impossible landscapes in video games. It's fun. Ruh-roh. Ruh-roh, I would rather have ruh-roh. But it's still scary. Normal walls. Smiley face. We love normal walls. Normal times, normal game. All the stuff, all the normal stuff. I so feel like I'm about to get chased. Like Unreal, not in. Oh no! Oh no! My body! It must be used. Oh, we're not. Okay, we're floating. We're not dying. Beam! Oh no, the beam took me to the void. That's not what I was hoping for. It was a bad beam. Oh. Oh boy. A lot of well-timed musical cuts and transitions in this, huh?
Turn back.
I'm...
Turn back from this cave. You said, let me prove that I'm brave.
Why is the music not
Let
subbed?
me keep going. But the cave goes for miles.
Oh, I knew them.
And miles and miles. And you're so tired. But I know that you're strong. So turn back. Turn back.
Pain, suffering, yeah. Why do I know Helena Heron? I'm afraid. I'm afraid of what I just witnessed. Intro. Whisper. Backwards. Entering stairs. Puzzle. Exiting. Down. Notes. Escape. House. Lecture theater. Mobius. Island, machine, tower, epilogue. I don't know what to do. I have this very strong urge to replay it. Like, with, I don't know, like, as though I'm gonna, like, figure out the dots or, like, catch something. Should I go back to some of these? Should I? You're a Davy. Maybe. Let's see this one again. Is that so wrong? I'm sorry. I'm sorry!
Yep. In this game, you can only walk backwards.
I wanted to read this one again. Davy moment. Sorry.
So it's a short
I like
and
this one.
relatively minimalist experiment combining motion and
Why
narrative.
does the future keep
It is less
changing?
advanced than the previous game, but actually it seems to be more focused, more complete. Code is trying to give it a unique
just realized
voice
that the
rather
music
than
in this
simply
one is
basing
actually
it on
also
a pre-existing
backwards.
trope.
This one's really nice. I really like this one. I like very much like the concept of miniature games as the kind of poetry pieces. It is like literally interactive poetry. And I'm sure this is this is already an existing really big thing that people do, but
It's a short little thought. It
I'm not
says what it
familiar with
wants
it.
to say.
God, what do I say? This is. I feel like it's impossible to do commentary on this. Off the top of my head, I think the backwards one was my favorite. I love the house cleaning one. Some of Coda's work is good. I love the house one.
And then it ends. Didn't need anything more than that. Which to me is why it worked.
It's just called House. When was this released?
So what would it look like if Coda wanted to make a game about talking to someone other than himself? To me, this environment is meant to represent Coda's puzzle, with the two doors on either side and a dark transitional space between.
The house is so pretty. I'm glad as all heck you showed up. I love that. What was the response? Like, this is such a bizarre compilation of
You'll notice that
things.
the quality of the art is a step up from previous games, including this new and improved chat system.
The blanket
which he
looks so
started
good.
using
Look at that
from this
blanket,
point
though.
on.
Very realistic.
From here on out, he begins putting much more
That is all
effort into
heck.
the visual polish of his work, and this particular game took 2 months to create as a result.
Those reflections. Wait, this bathroom doesn't have a door, so dear. I have no reflection. So, did you ever believe it was a true story? Alright. So, as you know, I had started to say that I knew nothing about this game. And being like live saying stuff about shit is very embarrassing because you're worried about saying something being like, oh my god, what a fucking idiot. So, I'm sorry if I ever say something and you're just like, wow, what a complete idiot. I am an idiot. I didn't. At all. Is it something that you should know? Is it something that you're supposed to look into? Is it, when this game was being developed and spoken about it, was it obvious? I don't want to say something like food? Are you not meant to know? Some people still refuse to believe it wasn't real. Some people are like, Coda is real still. I think the end makes it clear that it is fiction. Yes, I was just gonna say, the ending is very like... The concept of making a long, convoluted apology for something by doing the thing which seemingly caused the initial issue, and then at the end having the narration be like, oh, I fucked up, I gotta go, and then ascending into space from the labyrinth. I feel like this is fiction. This is... I don't see how else it could be. It would be absolutely fucking insane if it wasn't. And I don't really mean that in a good way. What I actually was expecting was at the start, when we start in the Counter-Strike map, I kind of was like, this is gonna start with real life, you know, clips and like, anecdotes, and then, it would like lead into fiction and get like weirder. I don't know if any part of it reflects any part of reality. I mean, when I first watched it, I enjoyed suspending my disbelief and just taking it as true when I watched it until the end. I mean, when I first watched it, immediately I figured it was fake because of the legality of the matter, and also, like, I couldn't believe the idea of somebody saying all this incredibly pretentious shit and releasing it to others, or I hoped it wasn't real. What's your consensus on the idea of, like, you know, oh, if someone's making content like this, they must be really struggling? Because, like, I wouldn't have seen any of that as alarming. People can struggle in their art, but that's just that might just be their catharsis. Like, that's just, you know, you putting it out there. And sometimes, I mean, not technically putting it out there, but you know what I mean. And also, like, once you do something like that, you often feel better for it afterwards anyway. That doesn't mean that you're, like, still there. That's what the process is. What did they say about Coda at the start? Maybe we should listen. No, I like this music too much. He just likes making sad stuff, happy face. He just likes making prisons. It's no deeper than that. And then that song at the end with vocals? What a bizarre experience. What a strange... I love these object head guys. Coming indoors. And part of me wants to look into, like, behind the scenes and development of this and see, like, what was going on and, like, the hows and the whys. But also at the same time, I feel like I'm not supposed to know, like, I shouldn't peek behind the curtain. You know what I mean? Like, maybe you shouldn't. I don't know. Gosh, alright, okay. Well, I guess I'll peace out and digest and ponder whether or not I should keep myself in the dark or tear down the facade, tear down the curtain. I don't know. There's stuff with relation to the real Davy in the previous game. What would you say? To tear down the curtain? My eye is fucked up for some reason. Well, I'm not sure what I'm gonna move on to next. I know I was thinking a little bit about Superliminal, but do whatever feels right. I never know what feels right. Follow your heart's desire. I have an evil heart, so it's pretty unwise for me to follow my heart. I'm not sure what I'm gonna move on to next. Like I said, think about Superliminal. Didn't actually possess it, so I need to think about that. Or that Obra Dinn game, which looks really interesting, and I'm pretty interested in. But, I also don't know that much about it. I got the blurb and it seemed very cool. What else was there's stuff. There's stuff. We'll look in Steam. Let's wrap up. That was a very, very strange experience. I can't imagine what that would have been like playing it by yourself alone. Like, kind of fuck with you a bit. I guess that's the point. Alright. Well, thanks for joining. Thanks for joining me in that very, very unusual, very esoteric, and strange narrative experience. Yeah, thank you for joining! I'm not sure if I'll be back directly tomorrow or not. Also, because I have stuff to do and I don't know what to play next. But can I make it like, should I open up like some kind of suggestion? I don't know. I still need to add banners at the top of my page. I'm the worst streamer. I'm God's most hated streamer. Anyway, yeah, thank you. Fun times, painful. I'm so happy to have pain with you. I'm so happy to share pain with y'all. Alright, thank you for joining. I will see you guys hopefully soon.